Good morning, everybody. So I'm still here in Kentucky. You can see the gorgeous farmland I'm on. There's over 100 cows right out there and 2 donkeys. And yesterday I put up a short Instagram post all about an experience I had of waiting and waiting with the kind of possibility of something great happening and finding all these cows coming towards me and surrounding me. And today I wanted to speak to it with a little bit more breadth and depth, just as an invitation, because it is such a dance, isn't it, to have a desire and have the desire rise up within you and have a longing for it and a desire to move towards it, and also have a need to wait and allow things to happen. That can be really confusing, right? To know that we're meant to act on our desires, so we move towards, and at the same time to find that these really deep desires are very often filled by holding a stance that's allowing or letting them come to us. I know that there have been times that I've had frustration. I'm sure you have as well, in wondering, well, why do I have this desire if it's not meant to be fulfilled? And how do I wait and allow? And what does it mean to do my part and put in the hard work? I know a lovely mystic who obviously has wonderful writings and then writings that not everyone is comfortable with. Augustine, a Christian mystic, said, "Pray as if everything relied on God and act as if everything relied on you." Well, I do totally agree with that. And I think that the action piece is something more sophisticated than us manhandling or woman-handling our lives and grasping towards things and working ourselves with no respect to the balance that we need. And to wait and to allow can be a form of action. It can be a form of work. It can be a form of moving towards the fulfillment of our desires. You might wonder, well, how could that be? How could be standing in one place be moving towards the cows? Because in standing in one place, there is a creation of a spaciousness. And in that spaciousness, the universe around us that we are connected to can organize itself in a fashion that works to us, that comes into alignment with us, and we come into alignment with it. So waiting and allowing things to come to us has qualities that I want to put out there that seem to be so for me and may or may not be so for you. So invitation to wrestle with it. For one, the quality is allowing that, letting things come to me, to open my mind, to hold the desire with a firmness and an openness of heart that's probably more vulnerable than anything else. What could be more vulnerable than having your heart wide open in a desire that means the most to you, and not protect it in some way or direct it in some way? So in holding that openness, I always find that I myself become something a little bit different in relation to that desire. And allowing the spaciousness allows me to open to the wonder of how it's going to be fulfilled, and the gratitude to find that sometimes it means something different than what I thought, that the essence of the desire is always something that's well perceived, but how it's going to show up in this world might be quite different. So that's a quality that I think goes into the action of waiting and allowing. Another is that it hones our observation and our focus. It creates a simplicity of heart and intention. So when I was standing there waiting for the cows to come to me, I decided that I wasn't going to hope for it. I wasn't going to try to look to them to draw them to me. I was looking at them, but not to them. I was not reaching for it, but I held this open possibility, and all my focus became about holding that state of that open possibility. When I do that, and I think it's true for many human beings, perhaps for you, what comes up against that is our own skepticism and our own doubt. And it comes up against that so that we can let it go and let it dissolve. Because the greatest impediments to the fulfillment of our desires are the inner doubts and skepticisms that we hold at the same time. Is it possible for me? Could I have that desire fulfilled? Am I worthy? Am I unworthy? And all the full range of judgments and analyzations that come into it. So when I was standing there in that possibility yesterday of the cows coming, I just simply opened my heart and held my focus on holding the spaciousness and the simplicity that it might possibly happen. Now, in that moment, I was not doubting. There was a certainty that I felt within. What could that level of certainty orchestrate in your own life? So as you allow and wait, what could the holding of the spaciousness with utter simplicity heal in you that is a resistance to the desire being fulfilled, a skepticism that it's possible for you, a doubt, a trauma, a darkness? What could it heal so that you're actually holding and waiting and allowing with the purity of intention that comes to its goal? So my belief is that when we are pure, when our eye is single, our whole body is filled with light. And when we are filled with light, we naturally attract to us the fulfillment of the desire that is in alignment, not just with what it is we want on a mental level, but with what we want on the deepest soul level that is filled with light. So does that make sense? So I see the waiting and the allowing as an active stance of receptivity that's holding the widest spaciousness, free of all skepticism, of all doubt, of all darkness, of the memories and impressions of the ways we've let down and the disappointments and the discouragements, that in the waiting that is let go and healed. And our allowing is from the single focus. We become very simple. And in that simplicity, we become an open doorway that the flooding of grace and blessing can rush like a river right into our hearts and into our lives. So those are my thoughts, and I'm curious about what your thoughts are. Add a message at the bottom if you want. Give a description of maybe an instance when you allowed something to come to you. What did it feel like? What were some of the resounding qualities? What are the descriptors? So that we can learn from each other. I'm curious to learn from you, and that's what I have to share this morning. Have a great day. Great to be with you. Mwah.